We're making meatloaf. You will need 1 pound of ground beef, or you can use 1 pound of ground turkey. I found that works just as well. You'll need 2 eggs. This helps with binding everything together. Make sure you mix everything in well. Then you will need garlic powder to your taste. I usually do around 2 tablespoons of garlic powder and 1 tablespoon of onion powder, and around half a teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Again, this is all to your taste. You can experiment with it, different meals. I usually add 1 chopped onion and 1 chopped green pepper. This just helps with making the main dish a little more filling, instead of having to use extra meat, since meat is fairly costly at the moment. Make sure that's all mixed in well. It will take a little while to get it mixed in enough for it to work correctly. So just be patient with it and keep working that around until it's well mixed. Then you'll add about half a cup of plain breadcrumbs. I pair this with uncooked oatmeal because the oatmeal kind of helps make this a little more filling. If you don't want to use the oatmeal, then you'll need probably closer to 1 to 1.5 cups of plain breadcrumbs. If you use the oatmeal, go ahead and add 1/4 to 1/2 cup of oats, and you'll mix that around. If you want to add extra flavor to your meatloaf, you can also sprinkle about 1.5 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce in it and mix that up as well. Put that in a greased 8x8 dish and flatten that out so it's as even as you can get it. And that will need to go in a 350 degree oven. I typically start this, I check it around 40 minutes, and as long as you have reached 165 degrees, it will be done. But you do need to make sure it reaches the 165 degree internal temperature on your 350 degree oven. And while that is baking, you can make your candied glazed on the top. You'll need about 1 cup of ketchup of your choosing. And you can add more or less of these ingredients. It's just whatever your preference is for the topping. You'll need about 1/2 cup of brown sugar and 1 to 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. And again, that's to your taste preference. If you want a more tangy taste, you can add more vinegar. If you don't like that much tang to it, just back off on the vinegar a little bit. You'll make sure that is stirred in well. And I typically do this on a medium burner. You'll bring that to a slow boil and back that down and allow it to simmer for 1 minute. And then at the end of your cooking time for your meatloaf, you can check that with a meat thermometer, a cooking thermometer of some kind, and make sure your internal temperature is at least 165 degrees. If you have reached that point, go ahead and drain the grease. And I save my grease so that if I make gravy for mashed potatoes on another meal, I can use the drippings for my base for the gravy. Set that meatloaf back on your oven rack and place the glaze over top, spreading it as evenly as you can. And then you'll place that back in the oven for about 10 minutes just to let that flavor soak into the meat a little bit. And at the end of that additional 10 minutes, it will be ready to serve. Just be very careful. It will be extremely, extremely hot. I hope this goes well, and I will have a video later on how to do mashed potatoes. So stay tuned. Be sure to like and subscribe to find all of the latest videos, desserts, and have a blessed evening. Happy baking.